Welcome back to Get Set Builds. In Brickadia, it's easy to make a large ship or boat work, such as this pirate raft number 6261. All we need to do is connect a seat to our engine, and we're off. But you might be making a small boat, and, well, and it just gets worse when you try to add an engine. At which point, you might pull out your applicator tool and change the custom mast setting on your engine. But that only gets you back to not great. Not great at all. At which point you might be tempted to add a big block to the bottom of your boat, which may seem promising at first, until we try to remove physics collisions. There it goes again. But if we keep the box, then it can't go over jumps or shallow water or this. So let's take a look at how buoyancy works. Hold on. We can see that a brick with hollow space inside of it is clearly much more buoyant than a solid brick. In fact, this particular brick is only one wall away from floating straight up to the surface. Looking at this cutaway, we can see this is a big problem for our boat, as it is nearly solid all the way through. One thing we can do is use micro bricks to fill our boat with as much hollow space as we can. We can also gain more empty space by replacing our large engine with this small engine and a decorative plate. Even this outboard motor is filled with empty space. Not sure why I have two engines. Best not to think about that. We also have one more trick up our sleeve. Using these micro bricks, we can make it as if this whole empty space is filled with buoyancy. Using these angled micro blocks, we can make a hitbox that feels much smoother when going over ramps. Now we have a boat with a much shallower draft and no weird hitbox issues. Now it's time to get out there and have some fun. See you next time on Get Set Builds.
This is automatic. This is automatic. This is automatic.